Snow fell in lazy swirls against the tall glass windows of the city's most expensive penthouse. Inside, where the world was warm and silent, Eleanor Hart sat alone at a marble dining table meant for 12, with only one place set. The flickering lights from the Christmas tree reflected on the untouched glass of red wine before her. She had everything: wealth, power, beauty, and a skyline view most people could only dream of. Yet that night, she would have traded it all for a single human voice to break the silence. If someone had told her a year ago that she'd be sitting alone on Christmas Eve, she would have laughed. Eleanor Hart didn't do lonely. She built empires, crushed competition, and wore confidence like armor. But beneath the flawless facade was a truth she couldn't outwork or outspend. Success meant nothing when there was no one left to share it with. Outside, snow thickened on the city streets, wrapping everything in white silence. She tried to focus on her laptop, on the emails waiting for her approval, but the words blurred. Work had always been her refuge. But tonight, the loneliness cut deeper, because Christmas had once meant something to her. Before she built Hart Industries. Before she lost her parents. Before she started pushing everyone away, including the only man who had ever loved her, she closed her laptop and sighed, staring out the window. Somewhere far below, the city pulsed with life: families laughing, lovers walking hand in hand, strangers clinking glasses in celebration. Everyone seemed to belong somewhere. Everyone but her, and then came the knock. It was faint, hesitant, and completely out of place in the echoing stillness of her penthouse. Eleanor frowned. No one ever knocked at her door. Not without permission. When she opened it, the hallway's light spilled over a young woman in a soaked red coat, her hair dripping snow, her eyes bright with nervous determination. She couldn't have been more than 20. Miss Hart, the girl asked softly. I'm sorry for coming like this. I didn't know where else to go. Eleanor's instinct was to tell her to leave. She didn't do unannounced visits, especially not on Christmas Eve. But something in the girl's trembling voice, something fragile, desperate, stopped her. Who are you? Eleanor asked. My name's Anna, she said. You don't know me, but my mom used to work for you. Lydia Harper. She was your assistant. Eleanor froze. Lydia Harper. The name hit her like a forgotten melody. Lydia had been with her from the beginning, loyal, kind, always smiling even on the hardest days. But she'd left abruptly years ago. Eleanor never asked why. She was too busy building her empire to notice that Lydia's absence left more than just an empty desk. I remember Lydia, Eleanor said quietly. How is she? Anna looked down. She passed away last month. The words hit harder than Eleanor expected. Guilt twisted in her chest, sharp and cold. I'm sorry, she murmured. Anna nodded. Before she died, she told me something. She said you once helped her when she had nothing. That you were the reason she could raise me, that she owed her life to you. She said if I ever felt lost, I should find you. Eleanor's throat tightened. She had helped Lydia, yes, but it had been years ago, before her heart turned to stone, before she became the woman she was now. And why did you come to me tonight, Anna? Anna hesitated. Because I don't have anywhere else to go. My apartment's gone. I've been staying at a shelter, but they're full tonight. I just thought maybe, she swallowed, eyes glistening. Maybe I could stay here. Just for one night. The words hung between them like fragile glass. Eleanor looked at her, this girl standing in the cold, clutching an old, worn backpack, shivering but trying to stand tall. For a moment, Eleanor saw herself. A younger version. Alone. Desperate to be seen. Something inside her broke. She stepped aside. Come in. Anna's eyes widened. Really? Just for one night, Eleanor said softly. The girl stepped into the penthouse, and for the first time in years, the cold in Eleanor's heart began to thaw. They ate soup Eleanor barely knew how to make, laughing awkwardly over burnt bread and stories about Lydia. Anna talked about her mother's kindness, her love for Christmas carols, and the way she always said Eleanor would someday realize that success without people to share it with meant nothing. By the time midnight came, the tree lights glowed softer, and Eleanor found herself smiling, a real, unguarded smile. She hadn't done that in years, but as she watched Anna doze off on the couch, curled under a blanket, Eleanor realized something deeper. This wasn't just about offering a roof for the night. This was about redemption. About facing the person she'd become and choosing to be someone better. The next morning, sunlight poured through the windows. The snow outside sparkled like diamonds, and for once, Christmas didn't feel empty. Eleanor made pancakes, terribly uneven ones, but Anna didn't care. She said they tasted like warmth. As they talked, Anna mentioned her dream of studying architecture. Mom always said I got her creative side. But it's impossible now. Eleanor raised an eyebrow. Why impossible? Anna looked away. I can't afford college. I'm working part-time at a diner just to survive. There was a silence, then Eleanor spoke, softly but firmly. What if I could help you? Anna blinked. Help me? Why? Because your mother once helped me, Eleanor said, her voice breaking slightly. And because you reminded me what I forgot, that people matter more than power. Anna tried to protest, but Eleanor shook her head. No arguments. It's decided. You'll stay here until you find your footing. I'll help with school, and you'll help me remember what it's like to live again. Tears filled Anna's eyes. Miss Hart, I thank you. I don't even know what to say. Eleanor smiled faintly. Say you'll stay. For Christmas. For now. Anna laughed through her tears. Just for one night, right? Eleanor's heart softened completely. Maybe a few more. Outside, the snow kept falling, but the world didn't feel cold anymore. For the first time in years, Eleanor Hart wasn't alone. She wasn't the lonely CEO staring out of glass walls, she was human again, and as the Christmas lights shimmered behind them, Eleanor whispered a promise to herself for this time, I won't spend Christmas alone. Not ever again. Because sometimes, all it takes to heal a heart is one knock on the door and one night that changes everything.